This is Mike Paradise coming to you from UIW Central in Baltimore, Maryland, with the first installment of the Final Stand, the Universal Independent Wrestling's Heavyweight Championship Tournament in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Featured tonight, Morgus the Maniac, the Golden Phoenix, Axl Rotten, Hangman Harley Watkins, King Kaluha, and many, many more. But let's get right to the action with my broadcast partner at ringside, Kevin Casey.
Here is, ladies and gentlemen, Morgus the Maniac.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Paradise along with Kevin the Truth Casey, and we're coming to you from Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Great job, I got. Are you quite through? His opponent at 237 pounds from Brooklyn, New York, good luck, killer hit, Kirk Dredd.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Paradise along with Kevin the Truth Casey, and we're coming to you from Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Hey, you know something, Paradise? No wonder we're having technical difficulties. We're here in West Virginia.
Hey, come on, Kevin.
I'm
surprised
we even have electricity in this state.
A proud heritage, and we're ready to get started.
Let me tell you
right
something,
here.
Paradise. The happiest day in Virginia history is the day that West Virginia became a state.
Well, look, Kevin. This is the Mountaineer State. You got a proud heritage down here. This state's produced some great wrestlers.
Really proud of
you know that as well as I do.
And
Kevin, we got some good matches going right here. We got Morgus the Maniac against killer hit Kirk Dredd.
Well, I'm not fond of either one of these guys. Morgus is kind of a lunatic, and Kirk Dredd, you can't even see his eyes. And who's he think he is, Lawrence Taylor or something coming out here?
Well, hey, look. The guy's into football. What can I tell you? He's happy.
Tell him to play football, but I mean, you know.
He did when he was in high school.
Oh, high school's one thing, man. I was a college athlete, man.
Well, that's his team.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Kirk Dredd's a good wrestler, though. Maybe if he listened to some of the advice of Kevin the Truth Casey, he might further his career a little bit more.
Well, Kevin, I knew we'd get to that part of it, and that you're not happy until you got every wrestler in the UIW.
No, I fired everyone. I fired everyone from Chaos. I've got a new look Chaos Enterprises.
A new look Chaos Enterprises.
That's right, baby. Out are the Dead Woods of Axl Rotten, Max Thrasher, the Bounty Hunter, Valentino. They're all fired.
Kevin, you just ran down the list of stars in the UIW.
They're all fired. They're all dead wood.
Well, Kevin,
they suit no purpose for Chaos Enterprises.
Well, Kevin, I'm sure we're going to get to a little bit more of that later in the show here.
He's a guy you can trust, really, you know.
Well, weren't you guys fraternity brothers or something like that?
At I-8 Pi? No, he was expelled.
He was expelled. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. That was the end of Morgus the Maniac's collegiate career. But anyway, we've got a pretty good match going right here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We're at the National Guard Armory here tonight. It's a great crowd, and
we need to guard
we just got a great show set up.
Guard the silos and the stills.
Kevin, that's enough of that stuff. Now, what we need to do is concentrate on some wrestling here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This Kirk, what a nice elbow drop by Kirk Dredd here.
And Pee Wee gets a 1 count, and that's about it. But, you know, Morgus hasn't I don't know. He hasn't gotten himself steamed up yet in this match like we're used to seeing.
Well, you know, he's in West Virginia. You know, what can you say? I mean, everyone's timing's off.
With the West Virginia already. What are you going to say when we're in Pennsylvania?
Do we have to go to Pennsylvania?
We're going to Pennsylvania,
man,
Kevin.
why don't we go to some of the places I like to go, like Vegas and Hilton Head,
or West Palm Beach,
or Chaos
something.
Island.
Chaos Island. Where might that be,
That's
Kevin?
in the Bermuda Triangle.
Of course.
It's
Anyway,
it's a secret location.
We've got a guy that looks like an escapee from the Bermuda Triangle, Morgus the Maniac.
Well, I'll tell you, Kirk Dredd is feeling the wrath of Morgus the Maniac.
He sure looks
Paradise,
like it.
You know, last week on our show on UIW, we did the show from Chaos Island. Weren't you watching? Because I noticed you weren't there, but of course that was by design.
Well, it might have been by design, but I did call my travel agent and they said no available bookings.
Well, that's because it's only a private jet. That's Chaos One you fly out on.
Well, Kevin, thanks for the offer anyway.
Well, we'll see if we can get you out to Chaos Island. Maybe there'll be some work for you to do. Maybe the Chaos stables need to be cleaned.
Cracking coconuts or something, right?
You know, maybe wave the Dave's head.
Anyway.
I'll tell you, Morgus has a hard head.
Well, I tell you, Morgus is a tough combatant in this ring here.
I've seen more clotheslines in this match than I saw in Brooklyn the last time I was there.
And
referee out of position. That could have been a pinning situation.
Kev, do you ever have anything good to say about anybody?
I got a lot of good things to say about me and Chaos Enterprise.
Well, Kevin, we know that.
Look at that stretching tight maneuver here. That could be a submission here, Paradise.
It sure looks like it.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Nice maneuver by Kirk Dredd. He must have learned that at the Professional Wrestling Training Institute with Phil Livelsberger in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
You think so, huh?
Well, I mean, he's definitely, he's a good wrestler, and only good wrestlers come out of the Pro Wrestling Training School. Just contact Phil Livelsberger at a number that you'll get later in the hour. Cross body block by Morgus. Referee out of position.
Well, there we go. Morgus the Maniac, he's plowing into killer hit Kurt's chest there.
Well, the fatigue has taken its toll in this match.
There you go.
Kind of a 1-2 Watusi there, you know?
That looked like it, a hop, skip, and a jump, maybe.
He's in the ropes, I think.
Morgus doesn't seem to have his same old vim and vigor here. Maybe he's off his diet a little bit tonight.
Maybe he's been transferred to minimum security. Maybe he's with Jim Baker.
Yes, can't tell what Morgus is doing from this viewpoint, but I think it's probably a chokehold there.
Nice snap mare, though. Morgus going, looks like he's setting him for a vertical suplex. No, small package. That's it.
There you go, it's a 3 count. I thought Morgus might have been in the ropes, but that was
get
it.
that guy to quit ringing the bell in my ears, man. I know you're putting him up to it, Paradise.
Kevin, would I do something like that? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more wrestling right after these messages.
Saturday, October 5th at the Hanover National Guard Armory in Hanover, Pennsylvania. The UIW presents professional wrestling like you've never seen it before. Universal Independent Wrestling. The UIW brings you the biggest, baddest wrestlers in the country. Featuring Max Thrasher versus Bad Thing AJ Fritzel. Axl Rotten versus The Surgeon. In the Tennessee Coal Miners Glove match, it's Dixie Devastation versus the Cream Team. And you've got to be at the Hanover National Guard Armory to see a special challenge match. Dave the Wave versus Kevin the Truth Casey. Killer Hit Kirk Dredd versus the War Pig. Plus special appearances by Hangman Harley Watkins, the Golden Phoenix, Watsumi the Rising Sun, the Insatiable Adrian Hall, and many, many, many more. As UIW Pro Wrestling comes to the Hanover National Guard Armory, 51 Clearview Road in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Tickets are just $8. Children 13 and under, only $5. Saturday, October 5th, 7:30 p.m. at the Hanover National Guard Armory. Be there.
Welcome in, Hangman, Harley Watkins.
Hangman Harley Watkins.
I don't care about Harley Watkins. What does he get kicked out of the Hell's Angels and that's why he's in the UIW? I'm going to tell you something about Harley Watkins. His career's about to be over with. He just announced his retirement when he signed this match with Your Majesty, Mike Paradise, King Kaluha.
Yeah, but we'll see how good he is in the ring.
I think we have to answer a question. gorgeous King Kaluha. What a magnanimous individual. Descended from the Hawaiian gods, from Pacific Palisades, Hawaii. Look at his popularity.
There's no denying it. King Kaluha has exhibited a great amount of professionalism with the UIW. I grant you that. How much you had to do with it, I don't know.
I had everything to do with it.
Well, all I know is this is the guy that gets in there. This is the guy that makes the pins, Kevin.
Well, you're bringing up a point here. You notice, man, that Kevin the Truth Casey is behind the mic. His voice is fine. He is the lead color commentator. The man who has brought the ratings of the UIW skyrocketing. King Kaluha is in there right now because this is a Japanese-style tournament. There are no managers allowed at ringside.
And that's the way it should be.
Well, when your opinions are asked for, then we should listen to them. Otherwise, keep them to yourself.
Kevin,
Kevin.
that's what we get in viewer mail. Okay? I mean, hey, we got a
You get all those you get all the directions to those 900 numbers, don't you, Paradise?
We get a lot of people writing us saying, hey, keep that guy away from the ring apron. Tell him to take his picture.
They're not getting their wish because
range.
due to the fact that this is a very prestigious tournament, the UIW is one of the most hottest contested belts in professional wrestling today. I am stepping aside and letting King Kaluha show his own merits, and I'm so confident I'm letting him go without me.
Well, Kevin, we certainly appreciate that. And I'm sure all the wrestlers in the tournament outside of your stable do. And it's like I'm saying,
That's because they're all
King
scared.
Kaluha exhibited a high amount of professionalism.
Harley Watkins is pulling his hair here. Why don't you point that out?
Well, you just
biased.
did.
You're not
That's what we
objecting.
got you here for, babe.
That's because I'm a television professional. I'm a broadcast journalist. I majored in broadcast journalism, specializing in that.
And you have a great
university.
short game in the game of golf. Kevin,
Go ahead, Mike. You were about to point out something that's very worthwhile.
Kevin, all I'm saying is this, is in this tournament, every guy's matched up fair and square. Japanese rules that we're using. Good idea to determine the heavyweight champ in the UIW. Would you agree to that?
Well, I really believe that the Japanese style of wrestling is what independent wrestling needs in the United States. You get an overkill of some of the more flamboyant circus atmospheres in some of the professional leagues. A Japanese style match and a Japanese style tournament are very popular in the Orient, and they're gaining popularity all over the world. And the UIW is taking the lead in independent wrestling by having a Japanese style tournament here.
Kevin, I'll agree with you on that. And that may be the only thing we agree on tonight, my friend.
And we agree on you're picking up the check tonight at that exotic club around the corner here in West Virginia. The only good thing I've noticed in West Virginia, there's a nice little dance club around the corner.
Kevin, once again, a great travel agent. Kevin, they're going to put you in the Chamber of Commerce.
Hey, better not put me in. What a backdrop by Harley Watkins.
There you
He's got
go.
Kaluha reeling. He grabbed the trunks though. Kaluha's going to take 5 here. I can't blame him.
Well, I got to give Kaluha credit for this. He sure does utilize all of the ring, including outside of it. All right, there's nothing wrong with taking a break from a match.
It's a timeout. I'm lobbying heavily in the Wrestling Congress to allow a timeouts to be a part of wrestling now.
Well, Kevin, it's like I say, you could be your own wrestling federation, commissioner, manager, everything
Chaos
else.
Wrestling Federation.
There you go, Kevin. And King Kaluha looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with Harley Watkins right now.
I think Kaluha's playing a little possum. Harley Watkins is a tough man. Anyone in the UIW is a tough individual and professional athlete. But don't sell the king short. Remember, he's your majesty, and he's going to be your heavyweight champion.
Well, that remains to be seen, sports fans.
Hey, Paradise, didn't you read the latest Nothing But the Truth?
Oh, Kevin, I'm afraid I missed that.
Well, you better get the program here, the official program for the UIW. Its featured column is Nothing But the Truth, written by Kevin the Truth Casey.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me, Kevin.
That's because I'm a popular man. I'm a professional man. I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm an editor. I'm
one
a
of the
jet set.
truly great promoters of the state of West Virginia.
I am not. I hate West Virginia.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, back to the action. King Kaluha here seems to be turning around the momentum a little bit. The match off the ropes.
Nice elbow by
An
King.
elbow.
King's fired up now.
He looks like it.
King wants to know, because we have a little telepathic bond here. He wants to know where the competition is.
Well, I tell you, I wouldn't
Nice
give
knee drop.
Harley Watkins too much time to recover there, although he doesn't with that knee drop. And wait a minute.
Oh, I didn't see his bro.
King pulled him up there.
It should have been a 3 count because I don't think his foot was there in the allotted time period. You brought up West Virginia. I want to say something about West Virginia. These West Virginia University Mountaineers, they're nothing but crooks. They have stolen football games and basketball games from the likes of Virginia Tech, Virginia Commonwealth University, Notre Dame, and others. They have to cheat. All they do is a bunch of home jobs around here.
Kevin, might it be that you're from Virginia?
No, I'm from Hilton Head, South Carolina, and I reside currently on Chaos Island right now.
Off the coast of South Carolina.
Don't you know where Bermuda is?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to
Did you ever take geography in class?
Well, I'm not looking for Chaos Island. Ladies and gentlemen,
you're not allowed there.
We're trying to get Kevin Casey as far out of the continental United States as we possibly can.
I have a condo in the Bahamas as well.
Okay, there we go.
But I do have an oceanfront home, palatial estate, if you will,
Palatial
in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
So, Harley Watkins looks like he's giving it back to the King here,
well,
Kevin.
King's about to ready to send Harley back on the back to the Daytona weekend.
A couple of thumbs, it looks like.
Well, it's not illegal unless
There's a
you're
little
caught.
chop, and that took him off his feet.
Kaluha wants world peace. Can you see his little peace sign there?
Yeah, and a little strut move and whatever else he's got with him.
He does whatever he wants because he is.
I
your
thought
highness.
maybe he's holding his fingers up. He wanted 2 hot dogs. Anyway, he's got Harley up, body slam.
Are you implying that the King has a little excess girth here?
No, I wouldn't say anything like
better
that.
not. Chaos agents do know where you live, Paradise. We know you live on Baltimore Street in Baltimore, on the block next to the circus. Or is it the Diamond Lounge?
I think maybe you might have a little bad information there,
Well, that's
Kevin.
what Diamond Dave Casanova told me. He and Rip Sawyer live on the block in Baltimore. Look at King with the reverse chin lock. I think he's going to move him over.
It looks like he
Looks like it's a pin there. What? That's not a choke.
That's not a choke?
He was just wiping his hands off on that
beard?
Is that what you call that thing? Looks like Dan Haggerty from Grizzly Adams in there.
That is a beard.
Okay.
There you go, snap mare.
Look at the King, very deliberate in his technique.
He is.
Plants the elbow
with the
right in the
elbow.
cranial region. King again asking for world peace.
Is that what that move is, Kevin? I'd like to talk to the King about it.
Well, you have to ask for an audience with the King.
I knew that was going to be next.
Hey, King is in more demand than the Pope is right now.
Okay. Well, he certainly looks like he's making some demands on Harley Watkins here to finish him up as he jams his head into that turnbuckle.
Harley Watkins may see the light here before it's all over. You know, the King's powerful finishing maneuver. He calls it seeing the light.
Into the opposite turnbuckle. Harley looks like he's had a rough day at the office. Whoa, he
King
gets
missed
out of
on
the
that
way.
one.
The King got hung up a little bit there as he crashes into that turnbuckle. Harley from behind. There's a body slam from Harley Watkins. Oh, a 2 count.
Uh-oh, see that mistake, Paradise, is gonna come back to haunt Harley Watkins. You don't have a man like Kaluha down. See?
No good with that splash.
You don't take a man of the stature of King Kaluha, and if you have a chance to beat him, you do it at that time. Because King is such a pro, he's gonna get you back. Harley Watkins is devastated by that.
Real quick on that.
That's half of the light.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't tell him to ring the bell in my ears, Paradise.
It's King Kaluha. He's our winner in
And
this
he's the next
Japanese-style
champion.
elimination tournament. Kevin Casey predicting the future, as always, says that the King
Hey, the King's
will
gonna
be
come
the
over here and
winner
shake my hand.
and the holder of
I
our
wish
belt.
we get
And
a
ladies
camera
and
shot
gentlemen,
on
we'll
this.
be back to
King,
find that out
congratulations.
after these
I think you're
messages.
gonna be the next. I think you're gonna be the next champion.
Hey, you, sitting there watching this pro wrestling show, did you ever wonder how guys like Kirk, Dredd, the War Pig, Axl Rotten, and the other UIW stars got into wrestling? Here's your answer. They attended the Pro Wrestling Training Center in Hanover, Pennsylvania. This facility can make you the next UIW star. Call the owner, Phil Livelsberger, at 717-633-9542 and get started in your new exciting career. Stop watching and be watched. Join the Pro Wrestling Training Center now. Attention wrestling fans, here's your chance to add all the great UIW action to your home video library. Universal Independent Wrestling is now available on video cassette. Each action-packed tape contains one exciting hour of UIW matches and interviews as seen on TV, all for the incredibly low price of $14.95. Just send $2 in a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen to receive your catalog of all the great UIW action now available to you.
His opponents at 237 pounds from Cairo, Egypt, welcome the Golden Phoenix.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Paradise back here for all the wrestling action at the UIW Final Stand in Martinsburg, West Virginia, with Kevin, the Truth, I say that in a qualified way, for this matchup here between the Golden Phoenix and Bubba Monroe.
That's Kevin, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, Casey. And we're going to see an exciting match here with Bubba Monroe, the son of Sputnik Monroe, a legendary wrestler from Louisiana and Tennessee. Let me tell you something, this Golden Phoenix, don't bring the bell in my ear. Golden Phoenix is about as Egyptian as Boris Yeltsin.
Well, Kevin, now wait a minute. Is the way in the exalted tones you're speaking about Bubba Monroe, might he be entering the Chaos stable?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Bubba Monroe is a very, very good wrestler. I respect him very much. And there might be a contract in the works. You don't know and you don't need to know. It's a need-to-know basis. And
But you're going to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you.
You're going to tell me when I need to know it.
Chaos Enterprises has had a house cleaning. Right now, you know the King Kaluha's in there, and I got a surprise later on. It may happen this week, it may happen next week, it may happen in the coming weeks, but the flagship tag team for Chaos Enterprises is coming to the UIW.
Okay, Kevin Casey, we'll look forward to that, but right now we're trying to get the action moving.
I'll tell you one thing, Bubba Monroe is not endearing himself to the faithful here in West Virginia, and I can't say that I blame him.
All right, luckily we have no one.
Look at Bubba Monroe. He doesn't take any flack off anyone.
Doesn't take any flack. What he should do is concentrate on the match. All he's done is harass the crowd.
I like that blonde streak in his hair, kind of reminiscent of his dad, Sputnik Monroe.
Sputnik Monroe?
Hey, don't you know any wrestling history? Sputnik Monroe was a legend in Tennessee and Louisiana in the 60s and 70s, and Bubba is carrying on the fine family tradition here in the 90s, and he did in the 80s. Nice takedown by Monroe.
And this is Sputnik's little boy.
What are the fans? What is Wave the Dave trying to do?
Dave the Wave is trying to conduct this match the way it should be.
He is. You know what? You want to know what he is?
He's an exemplary referee. That's what he is,
He's
Kevin.
public pencil neck #1.
Ah, come on, Kevin. You always give the guy a hard time.
Well, you notice where he is and where I am, Mike Paradise.
Well, Kevin, those are the fortunes of war, my friend, as you well know.
It's just like a coup d'etat. I'm in and he's out. I strong-armed my way in, and you can read about that in this month's edition of Nothing But the Truth.
Kevin, I'm sure your version of it is great fiction, and I'm going to go after that.
It's all facts.
After the match.
Now look at Phoenix. Now I don't see
Wave the Dave. Right to him too.
I don't see Wave the Dave admonishing Phoenix for pulling.
But that's exactly what he did.
Bubba Monroe's there.
That's exactly what he did. He's telling me to back off. Dave's an excellent
I don't know why
referee.
he's even. I'll tell you one thing. Dave the Wave in the 1980s has proven himself to be one of the greatest referees in all of professional wrestling. But when he got in the broadcast booth, he was way over his head. Now I think he's biased. I think he's biased in the favor of guys like Phoenix and Axl Rotten and Cream Team. And
well, Kevin, all I can tell from
nice
this match
chin lock there
is that Dave the Wave's doing his job. He's looking for the chokehold there.
There's no chokehold.
Bubba Monroe.
Bubba Monroe's a
1,
clean.
2, 3, and a break.
He's a clean, honest man of integrity from Louisiana.
Kevin, you sound like you're speaking at a testimonial dinner for this guy.
Oh, I'm not. think I'm Dean Martin in the celebrity roast here?
I don't know, Kevin. You got the golf club.
That's because I played a few rounds today. I had to go over, there's a decent golf course in this town, or the state for that matter.
Sleepy Hollow Golf and Country Club, right outside of town here, over near Charlestown. Nice little course. You would have loved it, Kevin, except I don't know if I could have got you in a club.
I was at the track today. Boy, did I make a killing at the horse racing. Hey, who's this guy behind us? Is that the guy from the...
This is Gary Michaels, who's the local morning person.
Gary Michaels. He needs to get me on the morning show to boost the ratings. What's he with? Is he with WKMS?
He's with WKMZ right here
97.5. Why don't we get him in here for a word? Let's get Gary Michaels,
Gary,
right?
could you straiting this guy out?
Gary, you can just speak right into this headset here. Gary,
I know how it works.
It's glad to have you here from WKMZ. I understand you're the #1 morning
Gary,
man
this
here.
is Kevin, sometimes the truth, Casey.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Before this guy next to you, what's his name?
I don't know, Paradise something.
Paradise?
He's a nightmare.
Before he starts talking, you got to know what he's talking about.
Well, he does.
I'm not some disc jockey on a local radio station.
That's what he's telling me. I told him you were big time. Look at that. I don't believe it. Golden Phoenix, what a cheat. We're going to get back to Gary Michaels later on in the program, fans. But what? I am very disturbed. Where was Dave the Wave when we needed him? That was the fastest count I've ever seen in professional wrestling. You can't deny that, Paradise. What a fast count. He held his tights, and it was a fast count. I'm going to conduct, Chaos will conduct an investigation. Oh, there's that Gary Michaels again.
And your winner, the Golden Phoenix.
Attention wrestling fans, here's your chance to add all the great UIW action to your home video library. Universal Independent Wrestling is now available on video cassette. Each action-packed tape contains one exciting hour of UIW matches and interviews as seen on TV, all for the incredibly low price of $14.95. Just send $2 in a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen to receive your catalog of all the great UIW action now available to you.
From Newcastle, England, Axl Rotten.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the favorites right here in the UIW, Axl Rotten.
He looks like a Q-tip with that haircut.
Hey, Kevin Casey, this guy was all right as long as he was in Chaos.
That's right.
Now that the guy's
He's not in there anymore. He's through.
He is independent.
He is through
Don't have any
in
use
Chaos.
for the guy.
That's right.
Well, look, the British Bulldog here, he does all right.
British Bulldog, come on now.
At 350
He claims to
pounds.
be England's #1 citizen.
State
I heard he was
Hospital gives us
deported.
his address, the Surgeon.
Well, we're going to see what he does against the surgeon here. And this guy,
Operation.
I don't know why they let him carry a knife. He's right Morgus the Maniac sleeve.
Well, they are very good friends, I understand, Morgus and the surgeon.
I bet you that's some sterling conversation they must have.
Yeah,
What medication
scalpel,
are you on this week?
Scalpel, sponge. Look at Axl. What a traitor. What a Benedict Arnold.
Hey,
Just
Kevin,
like another fink from England, Benedict
Kevin,
Arnold. That's exactly what Axl Rotten is.
none of us are still quite sure what happened, but all we know is that Axl Rotten truly is an independent wrestler now.
Well, he's kind of a guy who has not many friends. I was one of the few friends he had, and he tried to get a big head. He forgot that Kevin the Truth Casey is the star of Chaos Enterprise. I'm not only the president. Look at Axl inciting this raucous crowd here in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
And yes, that's right, Kevin. How good are you to remember? Okay, and
I'd like to forget.
look, hey, Kevin, the whole thing is this crowd is behind Axl. He's one of the most popular stars we have in the UIW.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Axl Rotten is a proven wrestler. He's all over the world. He's wrestles in Japan and England.
That's
He's
right.
all over the United States and other organizations. And I expect big things from Axl Rotten in 1991. Axl Rotten is a wrestler on the move.
Well, Kevin, that's more like it. All right, you wish the guy well, even
I'm
though
not
he
wishing
isn't
him well, but I'm just
under your
telling you.
management.
I'm just telling the fans that this guy is a good wrestler.
Absolutely.
I may not like him. It's because of me that he's anybody. You know, he was a big shot before I knew him, because you have to be a big shot to get in Chaos.
Kevin, I'm taken aback. your humility in all this?
Axl Rotten is, he won a lot of matches.
Oh, yeah.
Commonwealth heavyweight champion. He proved himself in chaos, but now, so he got a big head. He kept thinking that he wanted to commentate, and that's my job. And when he decided that he wanted to do that, then I had to tell him he was through. Well, did you watch that 2 weeks ago on the tape? It was last week, I think, on UIW Wrestling.
That's right, UIW, and Axl did a wonderful job.
He did a wonderful job doing what?
As a commentator, as a color commentator. He did a wonderful job.
In a coloring book.
Well, anyway, we've got the match going here between Axl Rotten. Axl's having a little bit of fun with the surgeon right now.
Who does Axl Rotten think he is? Benny Hill out there from England?
Well, he's moving. Whoa, there you go.
That'll learn you.
A standing clothesline from the surgeon as he comes down with a foot. Yeah, on top of Axl's head.
On that Q-tip-like cranium. Axl Rotten
slams his head into the mat there, and a foot to the midsection. Slams Axl into the turnbuckle. There's with it a knee into the midsection again. Snapmare. Joe DiCarlo's going to check that out, see if that's a chokehold.
Look at Axl Rotten. Look how fat his face is. How many chins does he have?
Well, his wrestling skills are unparalleled, and that's what he's in the ring for. This is the beauty contest.
I wish these fans would shut up chanting Axl.
They're behind him, Kevin. What can I say?
Look at Axl Rotten. I found out how many chins he has. He has more chins than a Chinese phone directory. You can't help but to laugh, Mike Paris.
I have to laugh at that.
I was at the Improv when I was out in Los Angeles playing in the Skins game. For,
is that right?
For NBC. I did very well. Made $600,000 on the Skins game.
Kevin, congratulations.
I do a lot of Pro-Am golf tournaments, Paradise.
Anyway, the surgeon got Axl Rotten in a headlock here.
It looks like a clean headlock to me, Paradise.
Well, it seems to be because Joe DiCarlo's not counting him out. Axl working with his elbow to the surgeon's midsection.
Knee to the midsection. Big elbow by the surgeon. Surgeon's a big man. He's well over that green. He's about 360, maybe even 400.
Well, I saw him before the matches started next to Rasta Voodoo Man, and those are two big guys.
I'm gonna tell you, Surgeon looks like he's on one of those William Perry diets. William Perry, the fridge.
Yeah.
Or it could be what's the guy? Joe Jacoby, the Washington Redskins. Those guys are pretty big guys.
He is a big guy. He is a big guy. And he's going to work on Axl Rotten here in this match.
That
remember, folks,
cranial region of Axl Rotten.
This is part of the elimination tournament during the final stand here to see who will be the UIW's heavyweight champion. A couple of true heavyweights in the ring right now, Kevin Casey.
Super heavyweights. This could be a sumo match. We're having Japanese rules here. Why don't we have make this a sumo?
And the surgeon is going into
surgeon looks like he's going into surgery.
Here.
Looks like he's going into surgery right now. Looks like he's been hitting the anesthesia a little bit, Mike.
I think he has.
Oh, man, look at Axl. He's a house of fire.
Advantage of it. All right, Axl's trying to get him up off the mat here.
Paradise is a prohibitive favorite, I think, tonight. Axl Rotten is a prohibitive favorite tonight.
I believe that.
I would expect him to get to the semifinal round.
Well, he sure missed on that one, Kevin. And if he misses like that too often, he's not going to have much luck against the surgeon. And the surgeon
looks like he's been in that anesthesia again.
Here we go. This is the surgeon going into his patented triple bypass.
I had a triple bypass at Fat Tuesdays in Baltimore. It was pretty good.
Well, this is the surgeon's patented wrestling move. But,
no, I hope it's not that elbow off the second rope. I felt that, Mike Paradise, as you well know.
There it is.
That's not a pleasant experience.
I don't believe it is, and that's it.
Rotten held the tights of the surgeon.
Kevin, referee Joe DiCarlo did not see that.
Yvonne DiCarlo. Wasn't she in the Munsters?
And we have to go with his final decision. And
welcome to our next match. 220 pounds, Tennessee, outrageous Ricky Lane.
We'll get this guy into the radio station. I think it'll be good PR for the league.
Oh,
We got Ulrich Maelstorm.
And his opponent from Hungary, Jörg Maelstrom.
ladies and gentlemen, in this match, we have pitted. Now, wait a minute. Where did this come from? Okay. Sonny Steele out here with Ulrich Maelstrom. At least that's who it's supposed
Looks
to be.
like Mr. Clean there. Where's his bucket and mop?
Oh, he's a happy
He
guy.
can mop away and away.
Sonny just slides him in there.
That's the guy that was putting spears in his cheek
That's
a couple
right.
weeks ago.
Just a few weeks ago, Ulrich Maelstrom came out and to exhibit his toughness, passed a pin through part of his cheek and out the other side.
Hey, look, those chops aren't having any effect on Mr. Clean here.
No, they're not, but they are certainly having an effect on Ricky Lane. That body slam to the mat there, and Ricky Lane's in a lot of trouble already in this tournament.
He's got a kind of a wide girth there.
Well, it's a different kind of build there, Kevin. Maelstrom is some kind of different wrestler. I've never seen any guy come out and stick pins in his face. I don't know if that's some kind of psych job he uses.
I think he needs to go to that pro wrestling training school and with Phil Livelsberger and take a few lessons. His wrestling skills need to be honed a bit.
Well, Kevin, what I'd like to know is this. In this kind of tournament, what's Sonny Steele doing down by the ring?
I'd like to know that too, Mike Paradise.
Well, you seem to be somewhat closer to the hierarchy in the UIW. And Kevin, maybe later on we can find something out from Ed Zahn or one of the other guys.
Who?
You
Mr.
remember
Ed, the
Zahn.
horse?
That's right.
Ed Zahn, the talking horse.
Anyway.
That could be a submission here.
That's
Looks like a chicken wing.
Who? That's it, submission move there. And that's the end of the match. But Maelstrom looking to inflict more
His
punishment on
pants
Ricky
look like
Lane.
they're down about half-mast. Needs to tighten that rope a little bit. Sonny Steele needs to pick up that, what's in that briefcase? He got a backgammon set in there?
I'm not real sure, but we're going to find out about Sonny Steele and Ulrich Maelstrom and be back
This
with
is
more
Japanese
wrestling
rules.
right after these messages.
Hey, you, sitting there watching this pro wrestling show. Did you ever wonder how guys like Kirk Dredd, the War Pig, Axl Rotten, and the other UIW stars got into wrestling? Here's your answer. They attended the Pro Wrestling Training Center in Hanover, Pennsylvania. This facility can make you the next UIW star. Call the owner, Phil Livelsberger, at 717-633-9542 and get started in your new exciting career. Stop watching and be watched. Join the Pro Wrestling Training Center now.
At Dixie Devastation with the Southern Bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dixie Devastation. Gentleman Jeff Collette.
That's a Southern gentleman, Jeff Collette.
Southern gentleman, excuse me there, Kevin. And
He doesn't like you Yankees, Mike Paradise.
Johnny Lawler, the other half, coming out with Miss Dixie there. I think I got that part right, huh, Kev? Anyway, they're in there against the Scapion and Kelly Jones in this particular match. And they're going to parade around the ring a little bit longer to celebrate old
Southern
Dixie.
gentleman, Jeff Collette's a very popular man in the South.
Well, Kevin, you seem to know a lot about the wrestlers down south.
Well, I know a lot about Jeff Collette. He's held numerous tag team titles and singles titles all throughout the South. Former Southern heavyweight champion.
Well, I think we've seen him probably enough here in the UIW to realize
Jeff
that
Collette was the former tag team partner of Stan Lane.
Is that right?
That's right. They were managed by Jim Cornette. He was actually part of the Midnight Express.
Well, there you have it, fans. Great
There's that
testimony
bell again, right in my ear.
to the ability of Southern gentleman
That's
Jeff
right.
Collette. All right, and we're going to see we got the Scapion and Southern gentleman
Where's
Jeff
Scapion from?
Collette. The Scapion, I believe, is from Germany.
Is he from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia?
No, I don't believe so. As Dave the Wave gets in there to break this up, the Scapion with a chokehold, Dave the Wave gives him a little warning.
I'll tell you fans out in the UIW something. This Jeff Collette is a very impressive wrestler. He's going to put on a clinic of how to wrestle.
Well, Well, he looks like he's giving the Scapion a lesson right now.
He's going to give Scapion some voice lessons here. Look at Jeff.
I think so. Whoa,
Look at Jeff. He's a very aggressive competitor.
He sure is. He uses that cloth covering the outside of the ring there to his advantage. Tags off to his partner, Johnny Lawler. And they put the Scapion in the ropes and give him a double elbow smash. And Johnny's going to get a work on him now. Good slam by Johnny Lawler.
Hey, what's the Southern Belle doing out there? Is she providing mint juleps for after the match?
Is this Miss Dixie?
Oh yeah, the Southern Belle. I'd like to get one of those mint juleps for after the show.
I think a lot of fans might think the same way you are, Kevin. But she is a pretty Southern Belle. And
yeah, I noticed you were trying to get in her dressing room before the show here tonight.
And I can say she is a welcome addition to Dixie Devastation.
Glancing blow here with that drop kick. Not really connecting there, but just due to the fact that this Jones fellow, what?
Kelly Jones.
Kelly Green?
Kelly Jones, Kevin.
Well, he looks green to me.
He looks green to you. Okay. Kevin Casey with the Irish jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm not Irish. Well, a little bit. I'm
You
mainly
gotta be with a
Swedish and
name like
Icelandic.
that.
I'm Swedish and Icelandic. I'm a
Lawler.
direct descendant of Norse gods.
Whatever you say, Kevin.
My ancestors were on the Viking ships that conquered.
And brought that pitching wedge over with them, no doubt.
Well, they didn't play golf back then. That was from my Scottish heritage.
I got you. Well, anyway, the Scapion's getting all he can handle in here with Johnny Lawler and gentleman Jeff Collette.
Southern gentleman Jeff Collette.
Southern gentleman, excuse me.
Why don't you write
again,
it down? You might remember it.
And they look like, there they go. They're going to double team the Scapion. Boom! Clothesline from the team of Dixie Devastation. And Southern gentleman Jeff Collette is back in the ring. Kelly Jones hasn't spent much, or Kelly Green, as you call him, hasn't spent much time in there, Kevin Casey.
Looks like he hadn't spent much time in wrestling either.
Well, maybe not.
I think he needs to go to the pro wrestling training school with Phil Livelsberger.
Well, maybe he does. But anyway, Southern gentleman Jeff Collette and Johnny Lawler working this match very good. As you can see this,
looks like the Bejo-matic.
It looked like
Jeff Collette.
Kelly Jones
Johnny
can't
Lawler
believe it there.
using one of Jeff Collette's old famous maneuvers here. Looks like it could be a spike pile driver. Exactly what it is. Count to 100. Look at the Southern gentleman.
And that's it. The winners, Dixie Devastation in this match against the Scapion and Kelly Jones.
Kelly Green.
And we'll be back with more wrestling after these messages.
Saturday, October 5th at the Hanover National Guard Armory in Hanover, Pennsylvania. The UIW presents professional wrestling like you've never seen it before. Universal Independent Wrestling. The UIW brings you the biggest, baddest wrestlers in the country. Featuring Max Thrasher versus Bad Thing AJ Fritzel. Axl Rotten versus The Surgeon. In the Tennessee Coal Miners Glove match, it's Dixie Devastation versus the Cream Team. And you've got to be at the Hanover National Guard Armory to see a special challenge match. Dave the Wave versus Kevin the Truth Casey. Killer Hit Kirk Dredd versus the War Pig. Plus special appearances by Hangman Harley Watkins, the Golden Phoenix, Watsumi the Rising Sun, the Insatiable Adrian Hall, and many, many, many more. As UIW Pro Wrestling comes to the Hanover National Guard Armory, 51 Clearview Road in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Tickets are just $8. Children 13 and under only $5. Saturday, October 5th, 7:30 p.m. at the Hanover National Guard Armory. Be there.
Our next match, ladies and gentlemen, features Bo Richards from Syracuse, New York at 215 pounds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our last match in this particular round of the tournament. And Kevin,
This is the last
come up with some information on the Ulrich Maelstrom match against Ricky Lane.
Yes, I did. Chaos Scouts have informed me that Maelstrom and with that Sonny
Steele.
Who?
Sonny Steele, I know you have
yeah.
trouble with that name, Kevin.
Whoever. That was, quit ringing that bell, man. That was not a heavyweight title tournament match. Therefore, Steele was allowed at ringside.
Okay, I know that caused you some consternation, Kevin Casey.
Caused me some constipation, would you say?
Consternation, Kevin.
Oh, okay. I just didn't
It's
understand.
English.
Yeah, I was an English major for 2 years before I changed majors to communications.
All right, in this
In
match,
college, you know, that's something after high school. Do you even get to high school, Paradise?
no, but I do have a GED. Anyway, we've got in this match John Graham and Bo Richards.
Billy Graham and Little Richards.
Yeah. John Graham and Bo Richards and Kevin, you know
who's who here, man?
Guys.
Who's who? Which one of these guys is who?
I believe it's Bo Richards in the multicolored tights. And
Well, Graham.
I think that's Graham right there protesting to Joe.
Graham is lobbying to the fans that his hair has been pulled.
And that could well be true.
He's out there. He goes. Looks like some hair pulling from this.
Worried about it again, and he pulls Bo Richards' hair.
Hey, you know, it's like the Quran says, the holy book of the Islamic religion is eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So a hair pull for a hair pull, you get the logic.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from Kevin.
Uh-oh, over the top rope.
And that puts John Graham out front there.
Look at the redness on his back.
Yeah, he took it hard on that concrete floor here at the
Hey, and
National
you notice in the
Guard Armory
UIW,
Martinsburg, West Virginia.
You notice something, Mike Paradise. This is the UIW. There aren't any mats outside the ring. This is a concrete floor here.
Saturday, October 5th at the Hanover National Guard Armory in Hanover, Pennsylvania. The UIW presents professional wrestling like you've never seen it before. Universal Independent Wrestling. The UIW brings you the biggest, baddest wrestlers in the country. Featuring Max Thrasher versus Bad Thing AJ Fritzl. Axl Rotten versus The Surgeon. In the Tennessee Coal Miners Glove match, it's Dixie Devastation versus the Cream Team. And you've got to be at the Hanover National Guard Armory to see a special challenge match. Dave the Wave versus Kevin the Truth Casey. Killer Hit Kirk Dredd versus the War Pig. Plus special appearances by Hangman Harley Watkins, the Golden Phoenix, Watsumi the Rising Sun, the Insatiable Adrian Hall, and many, many, many more. As UIW Pro Wrestling comes to the Hanover National Guard Armory, 51 Clearview Road in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Tickets are just $8. Children 13 and under, only $5. Saturday, October 5th, 7:30 p.m. at the Hanover National Guard Armory. Be there.
Attention wrestling fans, here's your chance to add all the great UIW action to your home video library. Universal Independent Wrestling is now available on video cassette. Each action-packed tape contains one exciting hour of UIW matches and interviews as seen on TV, all for the incredibly low price of $14.95. Just send $2 in a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen to receive your catalog of all the great UIW action now available to you.
Covered by Bo Richards again, just a 2 count.
I did learn something, though.
What's that, Kevin?
Maelstrom and this Graham were on one of those new water weight diets.
Yeah, what's
Haven't
that?
you noticed the Potomac River is about 5 feet low this week?
Kevin Casey, ladies and gentlemen, providing humor here during the UIW telecast.
I am the source of many a humorous quip.
Certainly is, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you, this guy's a ball to work with.
I am. I'm the star.
If
it wasn't for me, you would have been fired with Wave the Dave too.
Well, I'm sure there's something afoot.
I should get in Debonair Dennis to take your job.
That would be a great idea.
He's a good friend of mine from the Miami Chaos office.
Is he?
And he'd be a good ref.
Are there offices worldwide?
We are global. We are international. Chaos International is a subsidiary of Chaos Enterprises.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this match...
kind of slowing down here.
Yeah,
Mike.
wearing down just a little bit here with John
kind of
Graham
a weak
and
chop
Bo
there.
Richards.
Another weak chop. Another weak chop. Fans
Well,
here want to see some real wrestling here,
yeah.
Mike Paradise.
I think they do, Kevin Casey. I don't think you could be more right.
They need to get a guy in like, uh-oh.
Well, that was a pretty fast
we got?
move there by Graham. Ooh, flying clothesline there. There's the cover. 3 count. That's the end of the match.
I'm tongue-tied. Must be West Virginia air. He's pretty proud of himself here, I think.
Well, he ended it quick enough, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our
wrap
final
up another
match
hour of UIW wrestling.
Well, there you have it. All the action you've come to expect from Universal Independent Wrestling. Moving up in our heavyweight championship elimination tournament, Killer hit Kirk Dredd, King Kaluha, the Golden Phoenix, and Axl Rotten. We'll be back with our next installment next week on Universal Independent Wrestling when we go back to Martinsburg, West Virginia for the final stand.